the South China Sea. What started as a routine patrol would soon turn into a lesson Beijing never wanted Washington to learn. At 13:12 hours, a Chinese J-20 stealth fighter was scrambled from Hainan Island. The orders were blunt: scare off the Americans. No engagement, no escalation, just theater. The American F-35 Lightning II, however, wasn't sightseeing. The jet was orbiting above a U.S. Navy carrier strike group, providing air cover while simultaneously hoovering up every electronic emission in the battle space. With its AN divided by ASQ-239 electronic warfare suite and distributed aperture system, the F-35 wasn't just a fighter, it was a digital predator. From the moment the J-20 lifted off, the F-35 already knew. Engine harmonics, data link chatter, radar frequencies, all were being captured, cataloged, and streamed back to the carrier group. At 13:28, the two aircraft closed within 30 nautical miles. The Chinese pilot transmitted in Mandarin: "Foreign military aircraft, you are approaching Chinese territorial airspace. Alter course immediately." The problem? They were still over international waters well outside any Chinese claim. The American pilot didn't even bother to respond. He simply kept course. Quiet, calm, knowing something the J-20 pilot did not. Every second the Chinese jet tried to intimidate, it was broadcasting its own weaknesses to the enemy. 13:36 hours. The J-20's radar finally painted a contact. The warbling tone in the pilot's headset signaled a lock on the F-35. For a brief second, Beijing's man in the sky felt triumph. That confidence lasted exactly 3 seconds. The American pilot flipped a switch. The F-35's electronic warfare suite came alive. The J-20's radar screen turned into static, then hallucinations, multiple contacts appearing and vanishing, some flying backwards, one showing up inside his own cockpit. This wasn't combat. This was humiliation. The more the J-20 struggled, switching frequencies, increasing power, trying to burn through, the more intelligence it gifted. Every failed attempt was logged, analyzed, and transmitted to the U.S. fleet. It was the electronic warfare equivalent of repeatedly typing the wrong password while your enemy wrote down each try. The Chinese pilot, frustrated, pushed his fighter into aggressive maneuvers. Lunges left, violent pitches, rapid rolls. But the more he pushed, the more he exposed. The F-35 sensors recorded everything in exquisite detail. Maximum turn rate, 20 degrees per second. Climb performance, 12 meters per second. Infrared hotspots, exhaust plumes at 450 degrees Celsius. Transmission housing at 180 degrees Celsius. Each number wasn't just data, it was a weakness, a future targeting solution. Meanwhile, the J-20's radar warnings lit up like a Christmas tree. American growlers in the area had locked onto him with their ALQ-99 pods. The carrier group's spy radars painted him from multiple angles. And somewhere above, F divided by A-18 Super Hornets lifted off not to attack, but to remind him he wasn't facing one jet. He was facing the Pacific Fleet. 14:40 hours. The J-20 was running hot, literally. Its WS-10C engine screamed at 105% power, generating an infrared bloom 40% brighter than normal. Hydraulics were dropping, transmission temperature climbing, flight control sluggish. The pilot knew. Push any further, and the aircraft might tear itself apart. Retreat meant humiliation, but staying meant disaster. And then, the F-35 disappeared. Not because it fled, but because it no longer needed to play. The American jet closed its weapons bay, banked smoothly, and ghosted back toward the fleet. Mission complete. From the carrier deck, U.S. analysts were already compiling a goldmine of intelligence. Outdated 2003-era encryption protocols. Radar frequencies inherited from Russian designs of the 1,990 seconds. Rotor harmonics and engine signatures that would allow tracking J-20 seconds from dozens of miles away. The Chinese pilot, meanwhile, limped back to Hainan. He landed at 15. No cheers, no celebration, only silence. His commanders had seen everything, his every failure, his every exposure. In Washington, a thick report was already bound and stamped. Operation Mirror, full data capture of J-20. The battle had never been about missiles or guns. It had been about knowledge. And knowledge, this day, had been seized completely by the Americans. The bigger picture. This was more than a skirmish. It was a message. To Beijing, your stealth jet is a paper tiger. We own its secrets now. To America's allies, when the F-35 flies, nothing the PLA sends can hide. To the world, the South China Sea may be contested, but in the sky, the dominance is absolute. The J-20 returned home intact, but its secrets did not. They now lived on in American databases, in targeting algorithms, in war games yet to come. And that's why the F-35 didn't need to fire a shot. Because the most devastating defeat isn't physical destruction. It's being seen completely and left alive to know it.